Hello everyone, this is JC de Guzman for our daily top 5 gainers and top 5 losers analysis. We're going to use the charting tool of COL Financial because I've been experiencing some concerns pulling out the charts, some of the charts on the trading view via First Metrosec Pro. So for the first stock in our list we have ABA. ABA closed today at 1.05. The support that I'm seeing is in confluence with the 38.2% of the up Fibonacci retracement. If you would like to know the psychological resistance, that would be in confluence with that would be between 1.25 and 1.38. That's in confluence with the 38.2% and 61.8% respectively. Those are extensions of the up Fibonacci. Okay, volume is still bullish. MACD is still bullish. The upward momentum is very strong. So you have some data-driven reasons to top up or to enter a new position. For the new entrants, make sure that you calculate your reward to risk ratio. I am going to publish the trade and volume distribution chart of these 10 stocks, beginning with ABA, in our private clients forum so that you will know which particular range are you going to watch out for within the first in the first half of trading on Monday. Okay, but I'm bullish on ABA. For those of you who have had ABA, you are in a better position. Just continue riding onto this strong momentum. For as long as you have a trailing stop loss in place, you should be fine. Okay, so let's move on to the next stock. We have CA. CA closed today at 133.3. The support that I'm seeing is at 109 or 110, or you can adjust it below up to 106, which is in confluence with the 38.2% retracement of the up Fibonacci. And for the psychological resistance, it can be between 157 and 174, in confluence with 38.2% and 61.8% extensions of the up Fibonacci. So if you are interested to trade the CA, I suggest that you only do a test buy. Okay, do a test buy, and especially that volume is still very strong. MACD is bullish, and the upward momentum is. Let me double check. Upward momentum is very strong also for CA, but it's quite risky already. Okay, quite risky already, especially that RSI is already about to touch the classical overbought level. So for the newbies, I suggest not to, to be very conservative with your decision to trade CA. Maybe you can focus on some other stocks. Okay, my overall sentiment for CA is bullish. Next, we have Pepsi. PIP closed today at 1.82. Support is at 155. Resistance is at 2.08. In confluence with the 38.2% extension of the up Fibonacci. Volume for the past, the volume last week, the daily volume last week was very bullish. MACD is also bullish. RSI, on the other hand, is already playing inside the classical overbought level. The upward momentum is very strong. This is not a problem for those who have had PIP, those who bought PIP below the support level or near the support level. Yes, you can still top up. It's a lot easier for you guys to decide to top up than those who are just about to enter a new position. So for those of you who are planning to enter a new position on PIP, make sure that you are happy with your reward to risk ratio before you do a test buy. And when you do a test buy, do it within the dominant range. Again, I'm going to publish the trade and volume distribution charts for these 10 stocks in our private clients forum after a few minutes of trading, so you can see the fresh dominant range for each of these 10 stocks. My overall sentiment for PIP is bullish. Next, we have Resorts World Manila. It closed today at 5.48. Support is at the acting support is at 5.4. It broke above that previous resistance last Friday, which is now acting as its current support, 5.4. Resistance is at 5.68. I like the bullishness of the volume last week. MACD remains bullish. RSI is still quite distant from the classical overbought level. Now the historical no, not historical volatility, but the upward momentum is already very strong for RWM, for Resorts World Manila. So it's also moving above the 10 SMA and the 50 SMA. Okay. Now the conditions of our 10 SMA and MACD combination were hit last June 21, 2018. So if you have had RWM since that day, you can top up. For the new entrants, make sure that you're again happy with your reward to risk ratio before you do a test buy. Okay, so I am bullish on over the RWM. So it's still more likely for the price to there's still a strong probability for the price to draw closer to the resistance at 5.68. Okay, next we have Surepass. Surepass closed today at 1.16. The conditions of our 10 SMA and MACD combination remain true. The upward momentum is also very strong. RSI is quite distant from the classical overbought level, thereby giving Surepass more chances to inch closer to the resistance at 1.35. Support is at 0.92. So I am bullish on Surepass. You can do a test buy and or top up if you have had Surepass when it was below 1 peso per share. It's still more likely for the price to test the resistance at 1.35. Okay, next we have URC. URC already broke below the 10 SMA. MACD is below the signal line. Therefore, the conditions of our 10 SMA and MACD combination are no longer true. As far as this channel, this upward moving channel is concerned, URC is poised to break below this channel already. So once it breaks below 1.62 or 162, I would say then that URC is already bearish in the short term on the daily chart. But as far as the position of the last candlestick below the 10 SMA is concerned, well, technically speaking, it can already be relatively considered as bearish in the short term on the daily chart, especially that the 10 SMA and MACD combination is no longer true. Besides, the negative DMI is already moving above the positive DMI. Okay, so what does this mean? For those of you who have had URC since, let's say, since the first week of May, that was the time when the conditions of our 10 SMA and MACD combination were first became true. Okay, in May, then I suggest that you stick with your trailing stop loss. Do I see a data-driven reason to preempt your trailing stop loss? Meaning to say, do I see a data-driven reason for you to sell even before your trailing stop loss gets hit? I do. It's the bearish volume last Friday. Okay, so you can preempt your trailing stop loss. It's either you hold your position or you preempt your trailing stop loss. Again, hold your position and sell once your trailing stop loss gets hit, or preempt your trailing stop loss. Those are your two options. Who am I referring to? I'm referring to those who have had URC for short-term trading purposes. Short-term, okay? Not long-term. How about those who are planning to enter a new position on URC? No, postpone that plan. Not yet. At least wait for the appearance of the 4-point criteria that we are monitoring before you consider doing a test buy on any stock. Okay? I am bearish on URC in the short term. Next, we have ALLHC. It closed today at 3.81. Support is at, we can say that the support is at 61. It's at 3.3 in confluence with the 61.8% of the up, 61.8% retracement of the up Fibonacci. Let me draw that line here. 3.3. Okay, or you can say 3.6 or 3.59 also, which is in confluence with the 38.2% retracement of the up Fibonacci. Those are your support levels. For the resistance, should it break above 4 peso per share, your resistance, the first resistance is at 4.48, which is in confluence with the 38.2% extension of the up Fibonacci. Okay. Unfortunately, it's a bearish volume bar last Friday, and MACD, although it's moving above the signal line, it's already pointing toward the southward direction. It's downward sloping. Same thing with RSI. Same thing with the positive DMI. There's a formation of a bearish convergence between the positive and the negative DMIs. Okay, so what does this mean for those who have had ALLHC? Stick with your trailing stop loss. Do I see a data-driven reason to preempt your trailing stop loss? Yes, I do. It's a towering red volume bar last Friday. So two options: hold your position and sell once your trailing stop loss gets hit, or you preempt your trailing stop loss by selling in tranches. Okay, those are your two options if you have had ALLHC. If you don't have this stock, then don't buy it yet. Again, wait for the appearance of the 4-point criteria before you consider doing a test buy. I am bearish on ALLHC already in the short term. Next, we have PHEN. PHEN closed today at 2.55. Support is at 1.99 or 2 pesos per share. Resistance is at 3.67. Okay. Or we can say that the immediate support is at 2.30, which is in confluence with the 38.2% retracement of the up Fibonacci. Nonetheless, the 10 SMA and MACD combo has already been invalidated. RSI and the positive DMI are both downward sloping. Therefore, my suggestion is that you stick with your trailing stop loss. Okay, do I see a data-driven reason to preempt your trailing stop loss? No, I don't. I think the size of the volume last Friday is not that alarming for me to advise that you preempt your trailing stop loss. So if you have had PHEN, just stick with your trailing stop loss, sell once it gets hit. Okay, no need to preempt it. Well, as far as my interpretation is concerned in relation to the size of the volume last Friday is concerned. And for those who are planning to enter a new position on PHEN, not yet. Let the dust settle down. So I am bearish on PHEN in the short term already. Okay. Next, we have SSI. SSI closed today at 3.45. Support, which is in confluence with the 38.2% retracement of the Fibonacci, is at 3.03. Resistance is at 3.64. Again, support is at 3.03. The conditions of our 10 SMA and MACD combination have already been invalidated. RSI and the positive DMI are both downward sloping already. Okay. Do I see a data-driven reason for you to preempt your trailing stop loss? No, I don't. So just stick with your trailing stop loss if you have had SSI. If you don't have it, don't test buy yet. Check first if there's a wait for the dust to settle down, as I always say, because it's possible for the price to retest the support at 3.03. I am bearish on SSI in the short term. Okay, last but not the least, we have FB, San Miguel Food and Beverage. It closed today at 106 pesos per share. Support is at the 38.2% retracement of the up Fibonacci, which is at 103.3. Resistance is at 117.8. Should it break below 103.3, the next support would be at 94.8, which is in confluence with a 61.8% retracement of the up Fibonacci. How about the 10 SMA and MACD combo? Has it already been invalidated? Yes, it has been invalidated already. Okay. And RSI and the positive DMI are both downward sloping already. MACD, while it's still moving above the signal line, it's already pointing toward the southward direction, therefore forming a bearish convergence with the signal line. So, what does that mean? For those who have had FB, you can hold your position. Do I see a data-driven reason to preempt your trailing stop loss? Well, as far as the volume last Friday is concerned, there is no reason for you to rush up or hurry in preempting your trailing stop loss. So just stick with your trailing stop loss for now. And if you don't have FB, don't enter a new position yet, not perhaps, but I would really suggest that you be conservative enough to wait near 103.3. It's more likely for the price to touch that level. Okay, I am bearish on FB. Okay, so there you go. You've heard my technical analysis, overall assessment and recommendations for the 10 stocks. And if you have follow-up questions, please ask in our private clients forum. My name is JC De Guzman.